Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Hello Grace podcast. I am your host, Sarah Stevens. You can find me on Ravelry as Sarah Stevens. You can also find me on Instagram as Graceland_wool. And guys, I, along with two other of my fiber friends, have started a second podcast. It's called The Fiber Girls. So go check it out. We only have one episode out so far. We're still playing around with lighting and figuring it all out, but I can tell you the camera does not freeze. And Kayla does some amazing editing. So I am the owner and yarnista behind Graceland Wool. So you can check out my shop at www.gracelandwool.com. I do have one listing left up on Etsy. It's my Harry Potter Advent Calendar. I do have it listed on my website also. It will go down August 15th. I have extended the deadline just a little bit. And then those orders will ship out in September. So I'm really excited for you guys to get a little Harry Potter something to celebrate the Christmas season with, right? To Advent along with. Okay. There's a little bit of administrative things to talk about. Our family is heading out on a mini vacation. I only am going to be spending just the evenings there because I do have to work during the day, but we are leaving in just a little bit. So I did want to quickly talk about a few things that are happening. You can find my yarn right now. I'm currently supplying to the Hook and Needle Nook in Spokane. It is a cute little yarn shop that just opened up this year. Go stop in, say hi to Esther. She's super sweet. You can find my yarn there. And then I'm also going to be doing a trunk show August 18th out at a Little Nitty in Seattle area. So more information to come. I do have the dates and times posted in my Ravelry group. So that's happening. Okay. I'm going to be filming, as soon as I get back, a separate prize episode. So look forward to that, to announce the prize winner and to show you exactly what you won. I do have about 3 prizes to announce, so that'll be happening in a short mini episode, probably following this 2 or 3 days. Okay, so look for that. We have some knit alongs happening. I do have a sweater along happening in my yarn group, in my Ravelry threads. And it basically is just a chance for you guys to cheer each other on. I don't know about you, but I have been furiously knitting sweaters. I don't know what it is. They have taken over my love of socks at the moment. So there's that thread that's happening. In the Fiber Girls podcast group on Ravelry, we also have some other knit-alongs going on. So there's super fun ones like Christmas in July. I'm doing that one as well in my group, where the idea is that from July through November, you knit something each month that you are going to want to use for a Christmas present. So that way, come December, you have all of your Christmas gifts, for the most part, done. And you can kind of take December off. So that prize thread is running in both of those groups. So go check those out. There is really no regulations. You don't have to use any specific types of yarn or anything, and there is no specific things that you're supposed to be knitting, crocheting, or making either. So it's just kind of fun. We will have mini prizes. All of that information is in the thread. So, all right, it's been about 3 weeks. So let's go ahead and jump onto the knitting because I'm sure that's exactly why you're here. I have a slew of things to show you because I have kind of been a crazy person with my knitting. And the worst part of it is I have a million other things that I want to be working on too. For instance, Caitlin Hunter sweaters. I want to knit all of them. But I can't knit all of them. But I do have 2 of them on the needles right now. So I'm excited to show you about those. I do not have any finished objects over the last 3 weeks. I don't think that I can show you, or at least that I pulled out. But I am going to show you my first half-finished object. And I cast on, sorry for the bang, I cast on to a pair of Waiting for Henry socks by Tabby from the Hey Sister podcast and the Hey Sister Yarn Co. yarn. And so I did finish one sock, and I wanted to show it to you. this side looks better because this side has the jog. It has a little bit of a jog, but this side does not. And actually the jog side really you can't really tell too much except for this dark spot, you know, the dark stripe. But I love these colors so, so much. This is a skein of Barren Wool. Guys, I don't know what skein it is. I really truly don't. It was unlabeled in my stash. I had wound it for something else and I never got around to using it. But I could use a sweater out of this. I love it so very much. If you know the colorway, please, somebody tell me. It's fantastic. So I used for the main body, that mystery skein of Barren Wool. This dark color is a stripe of Graceland wool that I just had hanging out. The blue is also just a mini skein of Graceland wool I had dyed up to match something at some point in time. This really pretty middle part is a mini skein, and I'm going to turn it so you can see the color changes. It's a mini skein of hedgehog fibers that I used in there. So I used Graceland wool for the toe and these little stripes. Sorry, my dog is locked inside in hopes that she wouldn't bark outside. Come here, Stella. So, anyways, okay, so one is done. I have one more left to do. However, I can't cast it on quite yet. I am teaching a sock knitting class. It's kind of an extensive review of toe up and cuff down, and it's kind of fun. So that's going to be happening over the next 4 weeks. We started last Wednesday, and so we have 4 more weeks to go. Buddy, I got to get this done. Go take Charlie downstairs. Okay, so I've got to finish those and get working on that class, so there's really no way that I can kind of start the second one of that, but that's okay. If you have never knit colorwork socks, Tabby's sock pattern is great. So I did knit them cuff down. My one tip is follow her directions, go up a needle size. But in addition to that, if you already know that you are a tight knitter as far as colorwork goes, not only go up a needle size, but maybe in that first band, go up a stitch count size too. I think you might want to if you're a tight knitter like me. I just went up the needle size and it's still too tight for the size that I was wanting to make. So take that into consideration. Okay, so during my sock class, I cast onto another pair of socks. And let me just grab these here. Oh, for the love. Anyways, I cast onto another pair of socks. I am using Clark and Ellie yarn. In the Georgia We're Podcasting colorway, which I love so much. I don't know if you guys know what that line reference is to. Who am I kidding? Of course you know what that reference is. It is from the Grocery Girls. And Jody all of the time says, Georgia, we're podcasting. And Georgia is Tracy's daughter. And so it's just super fun. And I love that Clark and Ellie went ahead and made a colorway for that. So I had to cast on to those for my cuff down sock class, and I did love them so much. It's a 64 stitch count sock. I did knit 20 rounds of the cuff, and then I'm working on the Hermione's Everyday sock pattern texture. The rest of the students aren't using that texture, but I didn't even realize that I started doing that until I was about 12 rows in. I was like, oh shoot, this was for the class. Ethan. And so I'm using some old Knit Picks metal circular needles. I don't even know. You can see that. So they're just these old cable ones. Old circular needles. And it's going fine. They do have like a little bit of a snag every time I push the yarn through on one side because they are so old, but they're kind of starting to split. The metal is starting to split where it connects into the cord, but that's fine. They're doing their job. So I did to get that done, or I got that started anyways. Let's see. Oh, I do have a finished object. You guys, I'm such a goofball. I decided that I really wanted to blanket all of Graceland wool yarn, and I wanted to have a place to kind of showcase each of my different colorways. And so each month I'm going to be trying to do a different colorway that I'm going to showcase and have available in the shop in limited quantities. And currently the very first one that I got done is this beautiful one. I'm working on a blanket. This is the barn raising quilt. I can't remember who it's by, but you have to get it in a book. And even though that pattern has like a hole normally in a little circle in the middle, I chose to omit the hole. And so I actually cast on 4 stitches and then knit around and then knit front and back in all of those 4 and then knit around and then knit 1, yarn over, no, knit 1, knit front and back, around, knit around, and then knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, all the way around. Anyways, and to start my square. And it worked out great. So I have 1 square done. And it did not use very much yarn. I haven't weighed it yet, but it's like barely anything, like maybe 10, 15 grams or something like that, possibly 20. I don't know. I just don't feel like it's 20. But it's the Bunnies in Space colorway, which I love this colorway so very much, and this is what it looks like knit up. So it's kind of a fun one. So like I said, I'm just going to start that. I'm just going to start making squares, and because I don't think I'm going to have the patience to wait until the very end to seam it all together, I'm going to mattress stitch as soon as I get a second one. I'm going to mattress stitch it together with this one and just build off of it as we go and weave in the ends as I go. So that way it's less work, and pretty much at the end when I just have to attach that last square and my blanket will be done. I think that's my plan. So I have that, and I did cast on to my second one. I'm trying to do, when I'm picking out colors, I'm trying to do a speckle or a variegated next to a semi-solid the whole way around. So I think that'll look really nice. So the next one I cast onto is just this 75-25 purple skein of yarn that I originally had just dyed up to use for heels, toes, and cuffs. But I'm thinking of bringing this colorway into the shop, so because I love it so very much. So this is how much I have. This is what it looks like when I'm working on it, and I'm knitting it for my size is that there are 100 stitches in between every yarn over. So it would be 100 stitches and then an eyelet, 1 stitch, eyelet, 100 stitches, eyelet, 1 stitch, eyelet, 100 stitches. So in the end, it works out to being exactly 404 stitches, I guess, on the needles, right? 408 total. Anyways, I love it. I think it's going to be great. So I have my second one going. I don't think I'm going to bring that with me to work on at all. I think I'm just going to leave that. I've been using that as kind of like my nighttime knitting, just when I'm too tired to focus on anything else and I just need to knit on something. That's been my go-to. The next thing that I've been working on, and this is what I'm bringing, I think, with us to our little family outing mini trip, because I'm going to get a little bit of car knitting, because my oldest daughter is going to be driving. My husband is driving the littles, and then Vanessa and I are driving together, and she needs to get some freeway experience. And so she's going to be driving, and this gives me a chance to kind of knit and sit with her, because she does have her permit still, and she can't get her license until she's 16, and until she's had 6 months driving time after driver's ed. So she's already passed driver's ed. That happened last month, the month before. Anyways, so we're trying to get all of these hours in. She needs like 600 hours or something, is like what's recommended. Anyways, okay, so I have finished the entire body of my Zweig. Okay, here we go. Entire body of my Zweig. I am starting to work on my sleeves. The main part of the body of my sweater is knit out of Madeline Tosh Merino Light in the Whiskey Barrel colorway. I am alternating the sleeves with what I have left of the body, and then a new skein to work the sleeves. I think I'm going to have more than enough, which is kind of great, because I do want to end up making some sort of a shawl or something to go with all of this. But Ethan, here it is up close. This colorway is my own Graceland Wool 80/20 in the Hogsmeade colorway, and I just love how the two of these colors work together so nicely. I can't wait to have this in my fall wardrobe. I think I'm going to wear the heck out of it. So this is going to be the main thing that I take. I do want to try and get a good majority of this sleeve done, because I don't want to be stuck on Sleeve Island for ever and ever. I do want to get a good portion of it under control, because I have a lot of sweaters right now getting ready to be at that point. My weekender, I've still just got to figure out this whole shoulder part, and then I just have the sleeves left, and the sleeves are like zoom fast. And then the next sweater I'm going to show you, I'm almost done with the body. So I'm going to be on Sleeve Island with this one too. So I really need to rein it in and at least get one of these sweaters done. But anyways, the next sweater I want to show you is also a Caitlin Hunter pattern. It is the Whithorse. I did mention it a little bit on the Knit Girls podcast. And it is written as a DK weight pattern, although I'm using worsted weight yarn. I just did a little gauge swatch and figured out the best stitch count that I should use. Ethan, thank you. Please don't, buddy. I'm trying to get this done. Okay, so this is the pattern. I think this is going to be a lovely addition to my wardrobe. I think I'm going to wear it quite a bit. I feel like Caitlin Hunter's style is very wearable, so most of her pieces, while they are intricate, they're very wearable. So I have finished the entire yoke of the sweater in, there we go. And I'm working on the body. It's a reverse stockinette. I'm not going to give too much information away, but about this, but the reverse stockinette is super easy, and it's pretty zoomy. So I think I only have to knit a few more inches into the body, and then I can just go ahead and work on the sleeves. And if I was reading it correctly, that shouldn't take very long either. And the sleeves are also done in reverse stockinette, so super fast. I'm using actually some Knit Picks. It's a worsted weight Knit Picks Eco Wool. It's 100% Eco Wool. It's 219 yards per 100 grams. And this is the Winnie colorway. If this is the, let's see, here it is. Knit Picks Simply Wool. It's a really affordable sweater yarn. It's not the softest in the entire world, so I do have every intention to soak it for a really long time with like a little bit of conditioner to kind of soften it up. But because this is not a sweater that I'm going to be ever wearing just on my skin, I will always have something underneath of it. It's perfectly okay with me that it's not the softest in the world. And the price point is, you can't really beat it. It's like under $10 a skein. So yeah, it works out great, especially for a layering sweater or one that you'll just never wear close to your skin. Okay. Sorry. I told you I was going to fly through this next episode because I still have to pack. And we're staying there. So we're staying there Sunday and Monday night. And I still have to work on Monday and Tuesday. And checkout on Tuesday is at like, I don't know, 11 or 1 or something like that. And it's only like an hour and a half drive from our house, but it's only about an hour drive from where I work. And so I am just going to drive back and forth. So I'm just going to leave early in the morning at like 6:30 tomorrow morning and drive in, go to work. And as soon as I get off work, I'll drive back out. And I think that's going to work just fine. But with that said, I do need to pack both types of clothing. So I have to pack my work wardrobe with me as well as my play clothes, but I don't want to miss it, you know. I really want to get to hang out with them because we don't really get to do vacations or anything. So this is kind of like the fun summer vacation because Vanessa got pneumonia and could not do the soccer tournament. So she's got walking pneumonia. She has been on antibiotics now for 3 or 4 days, and it's like a 10 day antibiotics, and she's taking like 500 milligrams of just crazy antibiotics, and she can't really do any physical activity until she gets cleared for it. She has another appointment next week, and so hopefully he says she's cleared to do some more physical activity, but for the most part she just said her chest is really tight and she's coughing a lot, so has no energy. Anyways, probably too much information, but that's what's been going on. Okay, I have one last project that I want to show you, and I'm super excited about it because I have every intention to make just a couple little items. My sweet hairdresser is pregnant and they're having a boy, and one of my most favorite things to do in the entire world is to knit baby items because one, they're fast, but they're so sweet. And so I got started on that the night before. And the other thing is they don't take very much yarn, guys. So like you can just use up some of those single skeins of worsted or DK or whatever that you have hanging out that you don't know what else you would do with. I cast onto a sweater. Let's see. If you've been on my queue lately or my favorites, you'll notice there's like a million baby things because I've just been trying to find the perfect things that I want to work on that I think are very gender neutral because even though she's having a boy, like I know that she may have more children, and if she can get multiple uses out of these knits, then I would be much more happy instead of knitting a pink thing or a blue thing or whatever. So anyways, this is the pattern. It's by Big Bad Wool. It's V is for Vivi, and it's designed by Donna Higgins. It's a classic raglan style sweater. This sweater, I believe, is also knit for DK, but I'm using a worsted weight. Let me see. This one actually might be using worsted weight. Thank goodness. I followed the directions on one. I'm working on the newborn size, and I went down a needle size, but I didn't want it super tight. Like I wanted it super comfortable, so I wasn't really trying to get gauge essentially. And so for me, I almost feel like this is more of a 3-month size, like a 0 to 3 month than it is newborn. So this is it. It has like this really fun, almost rolled look hem at the bottom. but it's intentional. I love it. Is raglan. I'm almost done with the first sleeve, and then I will cast on to the second sleeve. This is my sweet little hedgehog. Okay, progress keeper that I have on there. And this is how much I have left. I have more than enough to finish this sleeve that I'm working on and get the other sleeve done. And then I do have a second little ball of yarn left from my own Rock Creek pullover, if you guys remember that sweater. I'm using the same yarn. This yarn, I know I grabbed the tag. The idea is, like, whether, there it is. I knit a sweater out of this a while ago, and I had purchased one too many skeins of yarn because basically I ended up knitting the sleeves just a little shorter than necessary. Anyways, this is Madeline Tosh. This is the Farm Twist base in the Merida colorway. It is so soft. It is 100% merino. It's not super wash. It's not something that she's going to be able to just toss into the washer and everything, but I do find that it's going to be fine to wash on gentle and then lay flat to dry. She'll be just fine. She can throw it in the bathtub really quick when she's given her baby a bath and lay it flat to dry, and she'll be good to go because she can just use baby wash, which is actually a really great alternative because it's not actual soap, just like wool wash is not actual soap. It doesn't make your woolen sticky, so if you have baby wash, like baby body wash, Johnson & Johnson or whatever, that works. There we go, because soap is just too harsh on their skin anyways. So it's so sweet. I can't wait to get it done. I love it. So I want to knit a thinner weight, like a fingering weight option as well. Babies due in November, like right before Caitlin's birthday. And so I remember having winter babies where like you want something that's warm enough for them to be wearing, but not like a bulky coat or anything. So I'm knitting this. I want to knit a fingering weight one that's a little bit lighter, that's more of like a t-shirt. And then I do want to knit like an actual bulkier sweater with a hood that can be used as a coat. Just because it's fun. Just because it's so much fun. So I really hope she likes them. That's what I'm working on. The only other thing that I wanted to show you guys is non-knitting related. I picked up a book, and Sarah from Sarah Craft Yarn and Kayla from Whips on Sticks, they're the two individuals that do the Fiber Girls podcast along with me. And it's such a fun combination because Kayla has the most amazing editing skills and everything. She's the one who takes control over our videos, thank goodness, because I don't know what I'm doing. So that's why you guys never get anything edited. Anyways, together we are doing kind of like a little book club. We are reading this book. It's called The Winter People. Okay, I am starting this weekend. I plan on having this be my night reading. I love it because it looks like each chapter is written from a different person's perspective. And I really enjoy books like that. So this one seems super fun to read. So if you guys want to read along with me, I'm going to pop a thread up in my Ravelry group, and you should just read along. There's just for the fun of it. I figure like I'll just do a weekly, like, let's talk about pages whatever through whatever, and this is kind of where I'm at. So like I said, if you guys would like to join along and read that book with me, that would be super fun. If not, that's totally fine. Anyways, that is everything, you guys. That is all I have. If you are looking for some worsted weight yarn, I dyed up a bunch and sent it off to Esther at the Hook and Nook Needle Nook. Not only does she have a shop, like a brick and mortar store, but she also does online sales as well. So you can find all the products online, and if there's something that you're looking for and you're pretty confident it's there and you don't see it online, just give her a call and she'll be happy to help you. She's open like Tuesday through Saturday until 6 p.m. But I don't believe she opens until 10 or 11. So yeah, go visit her. See her little shop if you're here in Spokane. It's super cute. And she has a lot of spinning wheels and fiber and everything too. So, and looms. It's really great. She offers different classes. There are drop spindle classes. She's going to be starting to have a fix-it class, a weekly fix-it class or a monthly fix-it class, where if you are stumped on your projects, there is somebody who has signed up to teach those classes, to just kind of be there, drop in, fix something that might you just can't figure out, or maybe you're stumped on a pattern. And then I'm doing some sock classes right now, and I'm not entirely sure, but I think there might be a color work option coming up pretty soon too. So, okay. Until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week and your weekend. And I hope to podcast sooner than later, now that we are doing the Fiber Girls podcast too. I do plan on just kind of giving you a heads up every time that one goes live. I'll just post something little here to let you know. But if you don't already know, then episode 1 of the Fiber Girls podcast is already up and live, and so you should go check it out. If this is a podcast that you enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up, share this video. It kind of allows other people who might be looking for content similar to mine to find me. If this isn't something that you enjoyed, that's just okay. There are so many podcasts out there that you will find the one that you're looking for. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Until then, see you all later.